scenes you saw earlier were entirely shot on the Insta360 Luna Ultra, and in this video I'm going to show you exactly what I did, what I used, and how I got there, including color grading. Let's get on with it. What I like to do with these kind of shots is to actually take 3 shots. Basically a wide to establish the room, a medium, and a close-up. It gives you more angles, but in this case I have the Insta360 head tracker. I'm going to use that to give you sort of like a POV scene as well. The first thing I like to do is to find a frame that I like just by eye and then place my camera right there. So the first thing I will actually shoot is a wide angle. The Insta360 Luna right here is placed on a slider. So this slider will give me movement, like a slow punch in thing. So when I'm filming myself, I actually have some sort of camera movement rather than just a static camera. Now that I have the framing that I want, the angle that I want, I am finding that my ambience is still too bright. And in order to solve that problem, I'm going to put on an ND8. Yes, I am using an ND filter indoors to bring the ambience down because you cannot actually adjust the aperture. And now I have an ND8 attached to the camera, and as you can see, the scene becomes very, very dark. And then in order to compensate for that, I am going to use artificial lighting to sculpt the light however I want it to be. Now, the first thing I turn on is my background light. I am using an Amaran Ray 660 right up there to light my background. So it lifts the shadows in the background a little bit so it doesn't go completely dark. And then the second thing that I will turn on is my hair light, which I have hung right up there. That will cut me out from the background a bit. It'll give it a more polished look. And then finally, my key light is an Amaran 360C. I have the 90cm light dome 3 by aperture attached to it. This is the background light, which gives you some sort of context to what the room looks like. Obviously, it's just a blank wall. I do have some plans of hanging some pictures up there. And this is my rim light actually. So right, it just lights up this bit of my face. It gives me a bit of lift. And then finally, my key light is right here. Now, I'm using an ND8, and to be quite honest, these lights are now operating at such a level that is quite bright right here. But yeah, I hope you get some sort of an idea how this is done, how I lit the scene. This scene, I'm going to film it in iLog 10-bit without any filters on, so I'm going to grade the footage later on. The shutter speed is at 1/50th of a second because of motion blur. I like motion blur. I am filming at ISO 800. I do not know why I'm shooting in ISO 800, but I do have a feeling, sort of like a strange feeling, that it gives me the most dynamic range. I'm not using auto ISO, by the way, because the issue hasn't been really fixed yet. Yes, it's better, but we want the best in a controlled situation such as this. Oh, right. One more thing before I forget. I'm filming this in 25 FPS. That's why the 1/50th, second shutter angle thingy. And yeah, anyway, let's get on it. So right, that was this first scene done, the first angle I mean, like the wide shot with a slow punch and move. I'm using a slider so it is repeatable and whatever have you. Moving on, we're going to go to the medium shot. So I'm going to move the camera. Ensure that you move the camera sort of like 30 degrees away from the current angle to not make it look like just a mistake or just a zoom in post. So right, for the medium shot, it's still the same camera settings. I'm still using the 20mm lens, and the difference is I've taken it off the slider and I've placed it quite close to me. Actually, is about 60 centimeters away from me, and it is on a tripod. So yeah, it's going to be a still shot right now. For the next angle, it's supposed to be a close-up shoot, but all of a sudden I had an idea, and Insta360 gave me this. And I want sort of like a very high angle of me, sort of like a CCTV sort of thing. So let me show you a Apache trick this thing does. So all you have to do is to smack it on the floor or your table and the legs open. Now, this is where the magic of the Luna Ultra beats everyone. I just remove the screen, put the camera on the tripod, and extend it as high as I can. And then all I have to do to frame myself is to use this get more limit reach, and I can see the light. Let's find another angle which is better. It still reaches limit, so we can't actually look at me. So what's the solution right here? It's always finding a solution when you're shooting in it. Solve the problem. We are going to use a magic arm, and I am detaching the screen in order to frame myself. Attaching the camera to the magic arm like so. Yes, it's a little bit sketchy. You know, when you get your cameras for free, you do this. Anyways, right. And then I will extend the height of the tripod. And so from here, I can use my screen to actually frame me up, hit record, and then go about it. For the final shot, I am using the deep tracker feature of the Insta360 Luna. I have the close-up to my face, so it gives me the expression of putting in the effort of cleaning my camera. Anyways, again, I have the screen detached to frame myself so I can see exactly what I'm doing. This is extremely convenient. Like I said in my main review, it is something that no one has ever done before. So right, yeah, let's do the take and move on to the thing that I am quite curious about, which is the head tracker. I want to see how it works. This is the final shot of the entire scene, and I'm quite curious actually. So if you don't find this footage included in the intro, it didn't work. Anyways, this is the head tracker by Insta360. So all you have to do is to put the head tracker and then use the neck mount, and then all you have to do is to hang the Luna Ultra. When you hit record, it's supposed to follow your head movements. Jesus Christ, it's working. This is amazing. That was interesting, it worked. I can't believe how well it actually worked. Now, all we have to do is take all the footage and import it in DaVinci Resolve, my editor of choice. If you're on Premiere or if you're in CapCut, there's only one thing you should do: switch to DaVinci Resolve, and we will put the footage together and color grade the video. So you have put in too much effort into taking footage of someone cleaning a camera, myself. Anyways, it's time to color grade your footage, and you've put all your footage into DaVinci Resolve and you've done your edits. So now it's time to color grade. Now you can download conversion LUTs straight off the Insta360 website, which I would recommend a lot of people do actually, because it converts your log footage into color. There's another method though. If you prefer using color space transform, it's CST for short. I'm going to call it that from now on. And you have to use Rec 2020, not Rec 709, which is interesting to me. Don't know why. I'll probably dig more information into it. If you have the latest update of DaVinci Resolve, there is also Insta360 iLog in CST. And then the third method, which I learned from Mattia Poyer's video, is that you can actually use S-Log3 to grade Insta360 footage. Right, now I'm going to try it. I'm going to get my editors to try it. I'm going to see, how it responds, but you can judge for yourself. Now, the last part, which benefits me the most, which I would prefer you to go for, is that you go by my LUTs pack, link in the description below and in the link in the cards up there, so yeah, you cannot miss it. Anyway, the footage was graded using my LUTs pack Shinhwa. Yes, I built it for Insta360 Luna Ultra 2. And then after that, how I really like to treat my footage is I like to do quite a lot of masking, accentuating the shadows, accentuating the light source, and adding a bit of haze and whatever have you, but then it will need to be another video if we're going to get into that. Anyways, yeah. That's it. That's how I shot the sequence. It's a lot of work, I know, but in order to get footage like that, you need to put in the work or get multiple cameras. Actually, that will benefit Insta360 a lot. Insta360 will like you for that. How many shots do we have earlier? 1, 2, 3, 4. Right, get 4 of these. And right, yeah, see you in the next video.